Well, I really see not just challenges, but I see opportunities. So there's the government policy-making side of things, but at the same time, there's a lot that can be done today with technologies that Avaya delivers to the world today. You know, if we take a look at sort of the promise of collaboration as an example, here you have a set of technologies, including voice, video, web content sharing, et cetera, that makes it possible to collaborate and for businesses and people to work differently together. And at the same time, the benefit of doing that is to reduce costs dramatically, reduce the use of fuel, and reduce ultimately the impact of the global greenhouse emissions that come from that.
So where we're at the moment, how typically would you make those savings to a business? Is there a sort of an example you could give me on that?
Sure, I can use Avaya's own business as an example. When we first rolled out video at Avaya, and when I talk video, I'm not talking about traditional conference room video, which actually has relatively low utilization in most companies, given the number of people that are off moving around the planet someplace. It's not unusual for those room video conference systems to be used less than 20% of the time. What I'm talking about is a virtual video conferencing capability where with our Scopia technology, we initially rolled it out with 12,000 employees all having their own virtual video conference room. And now you have software that can run on your tablet, your smartphone, your PC, your Mac, pretty much any mobile device that you happen to be carrying with you. And you can join these virtual video conferences from any of those devices. You can even use traditional video conference rooms to do it. And it's as simple as sending someone an invite in a meeting invite or in an email, and you click the link, and within 30 seconds, you're in the meeting. And so it's a concept that's made it very simple and natural to be able to join into rich media conferences. And the benefit for Avaya is that within just 1 year, we've saved $12 million in travel cost, and we've reduced our emissions by 36% as a result of doing that.
Where do you see the next 10 years taking Avaya?
Sure. Well, I think there's a lot of things that are happening from a technology perspective that improve the efficiency and use of power, make the technology more effective. And there's sort of this balancing act, I think, between the technological benefits and the personal benefits. So from a technology point of view, you look at things like virtualization, driving in the neighborhood of a 75% improvement in energy consumption. So when we make a commitment to virtualize our applications so that they can get better server utilization in the data center, there's enormous improvements that come from that. You take a look at cloud computing, where you move the applications up into the cloud so you're not running them on the premise. Something like a 30% improvement that comes from that. We take a look at the Internet of Things, essentially monitors and sensors being placed all over the Internet. Well, that gives us the information, the big data that we need to be able to turn up or turn down resources to support the applications wherever they need to be supported. So there's a tremendous number of things like that that make the use of the technology, the use of power more effective and efficient. At the same time, as we do a better and better job of these virtual collaboration technologies, that puts us in a position where people are more likely to use them as opposed to feeling like they physically got to travel. It's got to be easy. The experiences have to be rich. It has to be easier to share the content. It has to be easier to look someone in the face and have that personal connection. And so part of that's technological, part of that's cultural. People will get used to that over time. And I think the easier you make it, the faster you can drive people to take advantage of these technologies to get the benefit. I think it's important to think broadly, starting from a corporate strategy perspective, marrying that to cultural demands as well as regulatory and political requirements that we might find in a given environment that we're doing business in. Technology by itself doesn't really give you anything. You've got to find the problem that you're trying to solve. You have to look at the whole life cycle and the ecosystem that's involved and make sure that what you're delivering is going to solve a problem that people want solved, and that it's going to bring together all the constituents if you really want to be able to accelerate in the marketplace. So for me, one of the things that's key when we take a look at new products, new technologies, and playing into those cultural, political, and regulatory demands is that the best thing we can do is get aligned. And if we've got alignment around the financial incentives, the benefits to the individuals, and the benefits to the company, you're much more likely to have people make the right decision and accelerate in what they're doing, and, as opposed to having endless debates about what's the right thing to do. If it's easier, better, faster, cheaper to do the socially responsible thing, people are going to do it. If you're looking for people to do it purely from an altruistic perspective, it's going to take a long time.